3 months on, 1 month off. Here's my next shipment. It has been just barely over a week. So I had a few days where I just couldn't get to the CDs. Ended up going through the big box, which is over here. Those are the ones that I can't send in FBA. And I got, let's see, around 65 or 66. And the rest of these CDs are ones that I picked up the last week or so. So total 89 CDs. So the whole bag here and those 2 stacks. And they're going in separate boxes, going to 2 warehouses, but all in state. So that's great. Glad to be through them so I can get to the books that I have. Probably have around 30 or so books, but I'll be trying to get a lot more this week. We'll see. So I'll be sending this out. I don't know if I'll get it done today, but it'll go out in the morning at least, the latest. Do you know of anybody that is doing FBA full-time that works for a certain period of time, certain amount of months, whatever it may be, certain period of the year or a couple periods of the year, and then they take a month or however much off completely? As in no sourcing, no listing, no shipping, but they'd log into Amazon to make sure everything's running smoothly, to reprice, unless they have a repricing software. So that type of stuff, but they don't have to, or they stop sourcing and stop shipping. So they work hard for, let's say, 3 months, and they take a month off. Go on vacation, whatever it may be. Because that is something that I want to do with this business if and when I can make it full-time income with it, or enough money for our household and what we need and what our needs are. And I'm talking just FBA. So if you're full-time, you're relying on FBA. You could have something else going on, of course, but it's so flexible that it doesn't matter, I don't believe, if you kind of go crazy for 3 months or steady, consistent. Let's say you're sourcing 1,000 plus books a month, maybe more full-time, maybe more like 2,000 or something, but whatever it is, let's just, to make it easy, say 1,000 books a month, 3,000 plus books or items in general over 3 months, and then you take a month off. This is just to make it simple, right? It could be a couple weeks, could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, could be 6 weeks, whatever it is, but 3 months on, 1 month off, 3 months on, 1 month off. However you want to do it. I like the flexibility of FBA, is you can send in as much as you possibly can, as you can afford, and as much as your storage limit allows. And then, of course, if you send in a ton within 3 months, let's say you send in 4,000 to 5,000 items within 3 months, you just go crazy and you source like crazy, you list like crazy, and then you say, okay, I'm going to take a month off, relax, whatever you want to do with your life and your free time and with your family, travel, just hang out at home, rent an RV and travel around the country. I don't know. Whatever it is, just sit and watch TV, read books, and the money will continue to come in for a while beyond that 1 month. You can potentially take a few months off. This all depends on your financial situation, of course, and what your expenses are and how much income you need to make those expenses, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone's financial situation is different. Everyone's personal lives are different, and what they need and want in their life. The flexibility is definitely there with FBA. And if you have consistent sources for books or for whatever items it may be, you know that if you take a month off and you come back, it's still there. Unless you have some sort of relationship with some person that's giving you books or whatever it is every month. And if you take a month off, I don't know, maybe work that out. But if it's through relationships, then maybe that's different. Definitely if you're going like me to thrift stores, estate sales, yard sales, and some book sales, those are all going on every month, all year long, no matter what time of the year. Certain peak times, like right now for yard sales, it's always going on. Even in December, you're going to find yard sales. You're going to not find many book sales, but thrift stores are open. So people are still donating and still items to buy and find and source. Dream of mine is to have the freedom to work as much as you want and or need, and then take a significant amount of time off. You could take even more time off than a month if you set it up the way you want it. Maybe you work 6 months straight, not like crazy 18 hours a day. I'm just saying a full-time, whatever full-time is for you, for 6 months, and then you take 3 or 4 months off. You go travel around somewhere and go to another country for a month, go to another part of the U.S. for a month, whatever your desires and interests are. That is definitely possible if you have the money squirreled away to afford that type of stuff.
And FBA, it's really the only limit is your storage limit, honestly. I mean, my storage limit is 10,000, and if I get anywhere near that, I mean, I'm going to be making a lot of money, and we'll be saving a lot of money. So that's a whole nother conversation, which I actually want to dive into, about paying off your debts, about investing extra money so that you don't have to rely on FBA. If you want to make it full time, then you can kind of have the investments take over. You know, there's a lot of that discussion, or there's a lot that type of topic I would like to dive into as well. But for now, I just want to talk about the concept of working FBA full time for a certain amount of time, taking some time off, then going back, you know, back and forth, whatever it is that you want. Maybe you don't want to take that much time off because you enjoy it and you kind of do it not crazy, you know, a lot, but everyone's different, has their own goals and their own interests. 3 on, 1 off. That's one idea. I'm sure you guys have other ideas as well. You take the summer off, whatever it may be. But that's the great thing about FBA. Work on the CDs to send the shipment out, which I'll send out tomorrow morning. Finish that tonight. I have some books. I don't have a ton. I have probably around 30 books. I'm sending the records yet, but I'm going to focus more on books, I believe, for now, to try to get up my book numbers. Really want to take advantage of August and September. Those are awesome months for back to school. And then once November hits, the holidays start and books sell, CDs sell, VHS tapes sell, vinyl sells. All media basically sells. Everything sells during that. And then immediately once Christmas is over and the new year, we get slammed again in January with crazy back to school. So basically August to January, excluding possibly October is a little bit slower, is a crazy time, the best time of the year. So I want to take the summer, today's June 1st, or, you know, yesterday, when I'm making this video, it's June 1st. So June, July, and we're already there, guys, to August. So basically 2.5 months, because the craziness starts in about mid-August. It'll pick up in August and even in July. So you'll get a little bit of a pickup in book sales, but the craziness starts about 10 to 14 days into August is when all of a sudden like a switch is flipped on, which is what happened last August for me. Is all of a sudden I was making 7 to 10 sales a day, which I'd never done. That's gonna be happening soon. It's, you know, I've been talking about it for a while, and here we are 2.5 months, 2 months from it. And I know for me, I need in the next 2 months, the next 8 to 10, 12 weeks, I need to get in several thousand books. I would love to have 4,000 books by the time August hits. So I'm going to work really hard on that. That's a big goal. If I could have 3,500 to 4,000, that would be awesome. Once mid-August 10th to 14th hits, if I have at least 3,500 to 4,000 books, I'm going to sell a lot of books. So let's work on that. As always, remember, keep booking.
It's so delicious.